Okay, thanks for joining us today. We're going to do some intermediate stretches here. I'm going to start just with your head, side to side. Make sure you're pulling the outside of that neck, really getting a good stretch. And take it looking over the shoulder. Make sure your posture is good, sitting up nice and tall. Feel that strengthening through your back and through your stomach. And roll. And other way. Good. Roll those shoulders back, nice and loose. Anytime before you stretch, you want to do a little bit of a cardio, some jumping jacks, push-ups, just to get your blood moving, help loosen up your muscles. Before a stretch, anything, 5-10 minutes, little warm-up, and then we stretch. Our muscles will be ready for this. We're pulling the outside of that body, really stretching over, and take it flat back. Nice table, straight flat back, just a little side to side with your body, and take it down. I want you to tighten it and pull that head all the way into that foot. And we're going to come up and we're going to do some nice back arch. Just kind of release the back. And taking it over to the left. And you want to pull it down again, all the way down as far as you can go. And pull it down in the middle. Head pulling through the legs, keeping the legs straight, no bending at the knees. And squats. Make sure you get nice and low so that you're square with your knees. You're going to pop that right toe and switch to the left. And both. And this really takes some tightness in your core and strengthen. Squeeze and push through. Squeeze and release. Good. And we're going to take it down. I want you to just kind of push those knees out. And stretch out those shoulders. Get nice and low. You're just going to rock it out a little bit. You're going to feel that under your thighs and just kind of help loosen up nice and low. And straighten, push through. Grab those elbows and you're just going to swing back and forth. Make sure your head is tight to your legs when you're doing this. And squats again. Again, make sure you're getting nice and low. You're going to really feel this in your legs when you get towards the end of that, but I promise it helps. And squeeze. And push through. Keep it high. And release. Good. We're going to go into a lunge. Make sure you're keeping that back leg straight. Your knee and your ankle on that front leg are in line. Good, now you're going to push up and drop your head to your leg. Make sure both toes are facing forward. You're going to push up on that back leg, and then you're going to bend it, and then push right back up. Make sure you keep that head down tight to your standing leg, and back down to lunge. Sorry about my finger. And take that toe under. Now when we sit back here, I don't want you to put your bum on your foot. I want you to just straighten that front leg. And you're going to drop your body into that leg. You're going to really feel that stretch underneath. Pull back on a flexed foot with the opposite hand, then leg. And going to a sit front. Make sure your toes are pointed, knees on the outside. And we're going to go up and over and squeeze and hold. Make sure your core is tight. And again. Keeping your toes pointed and that knee turned out. Good, and take it over into a left lunge. Again, make sure that back leg is straight. Front leg is in line. When we push up, make sure that head drops as tight to that front leg as you can get it. Up and plie, up and back to lunge. Down onto our elbows, just right in front of that foot. And toe under. And then again, we're going to pull it back. Don't sit all the way down, just enough that the leg is straight and head goes down, flexing, pulling back with the opposite arm. And let's do our butterfly sit. Make sure back is up nice and straight and tall. You want to make sure and have those knees down as far as they can go. Get that back up and pull in that core just to kind of loosen that back. And down we go. Make sure when you go down, you're pushing with the bottom of your back. Make sure that lower back is really pushing in. And when you hold this, hold on to those ankles. Don't pull up on your toes and make them sickle. When you're twisting your shoulders here, just push down on those knees nice. Give it a good stretch. And one more time, pull them in just a tiny bit tighter and lay it down. You really, really want to push that lower back. If you can touch your nose to your feet, go for the floor in front of your feet. And we're going to take our right leg out. Make sure your pointing lines are good. And reach all the way up and over. Drop that other arm so that your shoulder can go down to your leg. And turn and face it. Grab your ankle, pull yourself down. If you can touch your knee, go for the floor. If you can touch the floor, go in back of your leg and touch the floor. That'll just give you some added stretch. Flex your foot, pull it back, make sure head stays down. And right here, we're going to do something a little bit different. You're going to extend that foot forward and put your other foot on top of the knee and flex super hard with both feet. You're going to pull up through that center and just elongate your body as you stretch to that heel. Now keep your feet flexed and your head down, and this is really going to stretch some new muscles that we are not used to stretching. Roll those ankles out. Kind of a painful one. We're going to do it one more time. Flex hard and grab that foot, pull that head down. And ignore the fact that you can see me recording in the background. Hello. And switch to our left. Nice and long. Drop that over. Keep your knee bent tight. Try and keep it on the floor. Grab that ankle, pull that head down, reaching that head as far as you can go. Flex. Grab it with both hands, keeping that head down, pulling up a little bit on that heel. And okay, same thing on this side. You're going to straighten it. You're going to flex. Put it on the very top. Heads down. And roll that out. Good. We're going to do it one more time. And down. Good. Now go to the pike position. Make sure back is nice and tall. Point and flex. We're just going to loosen up those feet. Make sure you're pushing really hard through those toes. Good. And pull up through the body. Nice and tall. And lay over those legs. Grabbing the ankles and pulling down with the elbows to the floor. Everybody's flexibility is different, and so just grab as far as you can and then pull those elbows down as far as you can, keeping your head down in this stretch. Good. And open up to our center straddle. Make sure toes are pointed, heels nice and strong. Do not allow your toes to come forward at all in this stretch. You want to keep them turned back. And dropping that shoulder. And when you turn and face it, same thing here. Head to the leg. If you can touch it, go for the floor. And kind of walk around. Keep that body low in the middle to the other leg. Keeping that head down. Make sure toes are pointed. Lines are good. Keeping your feet off the ground. We do not want them to come forward in the stretch, especially when we lean forward. Our toes have a tendency to come forward with us, and we don't want that. Make sure we keep those turned back and pointed. And you're going to do some pulls to just kind of help pull your center down. It's going to elongate and kind of push your straddle just enough to get a good stretch. And flex those feet, and you're just going to rock it out. Now, if this doesn't hurt just sitting here, go ahead and make your straddle a little bit bigger. You should feel that stretching just from sitting with flexed feet. And again, drop just to as far as you can go. If that's elbows, if it's your tummy, your shoulders, really want to stretch that. Now we're going to make it a little bit bigger. After you're doing the first time, you should be able to get just a little bit more open, and we're going to take our arms up. Now, when we do the stretch, we do not drop. We keep our core tight. We don't touch our leg, and we don't fall. We're just going to squeeze and hover right above our leg. Again, making sure toes are pointed. Turn that body and just hover right above the leg. Don't drop. And other side. And this is the tough part. We're going to go down in the center, and you're going to really squeeze that core and slowly, slowly, slowly coming down, and allow yourself to drop and stay right where you fall and just hold. It's really important to stay right into where that middle has pulled you and keep those toes pointed. Go ahead and put your arms out. Give it a little bit of a stretch. And good job. Go ahead and roll through and swing those hips out. That's going to feel real good after that straddle stretch, because I know that pushes us nice. You know, really swing those hips, good. And you're going to take your toe and you're going to bring it up, pushing the knee high up to the ceiling, keeping the body on the floor the best you can, just to really get a good stretch with those hips. And I want you to push up into a seal position or a penguin, keeping your legs straight and close together, arms tight to the body, and release your head. You're going to arch that back, and then I want you to walk it in just a few steps and hold again. Good, and pull it in. You're just going to kind of release that back, loosen it up, stretch those arms out in front of you. Good. After we do these stretches, I would like you to sit in your splits. We're going to start with the frog sit, which is a half middle split. You've got to make sure you're right on top. Make sure your knees are in line with your center. And you're just sitting right up on top. This is going to help stretch those hips out, help push our center flexibility. Good. After you hold that for, about 30 seconds to a minute, as long as you can. You can also do it over and over. The more you do your splits, the better they'll get. Sitting in our right splits, for those girls that are completely flat, I encourage you to prop one foot up on something a little bit elevated, give you an additional stretch. When you drop forward, squeeze that leg, and then when you release back, really release your chin. And then a final push. If you're not able to put your arms up, just sit up nice and tall right on top of those splits and help push you down. And then we'll do the same on the left. Now, when we're doing splits at the end of our stretch, the longer we can hold our splits, the better. 1 to 2 minutes on your right and left splits, and then 30 seconds to a minute on your middle splits and your frog sit. Sitting in them a little bit longer just allows our muscles to get comfortable there, starts to loosen them up a little bit better. Again, if you cannot hold your arms up, make sure you just sit up nice and tall, shoulders square on top of those hips. And when we go into our middle splits, make sure your ankles are in line with your knees, in line with your bum. You just want a nice straight line. You can go onto your elbows. If you have some good flexibility, go on your shoulders, put your arms out to the side, and come on out and loosen up those hips. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I hope that was helpful. Try and do this 1 to 2 times a day. The more you do it, the better your flexibility will get. And as we do a little bit more, I'll come back with some tricks and tips for some more additional flexibility. Thanks for watching.